Hello, Chris Vent, lead gunsmith here at Rost Martin in Dallas, Texas. Just wanted to take a couple seconds to talk about firearm safety before we get into this next video. A large number of negligible discharges happen during routine maintenance, and these can all be prevented if we just follow the basic firearm safety rules. Rule number one, there's no such thing as an unloaded gun. And what that really means is that every gun should be treated as if it's loaded. Rule number two, never point at something that you don't want to shoot. This is going to ensure that even if a negligent discharge does happen, no one's going to be injured if that were to happen. Rule number three, keep your finger off of the trigger until you're ready to fire the gun. This applies for maintenance as well as shooting. Rule number four, know your target and what's beyond. Always make sure that you're pointing at a surface that will stop the bullet. So with those rules in mind, we're going to be field stripping and cleaning with the Rost Martin RM1 compensated. Just to give you a visual, this is the compensated next to the subcompact. All the internals, all of the processes will be exactly the same between these two models. The only difference is the subcompact is a little bit smaller. So your first step in field stripping the gun is always to visually inspect and make sure that that chamber is empty and the firearm's unloaded. And then you'll drop the slide. The Rost Martin has a nice feature that you do not have to depress the trigger when you are field stripping it. You can move the slide back a quarter to a half of an inch, depress the takedown lever, and then push forward on the slide. That releases it and you're able to separate it from the frame. From there, you are going to depress the guide rod spring, lift it straight up, and remove. The barrel will move forward, up, and then back out of the slide. That's really as far as you have to go with this gun to give it your standard cleaning. We recommend a standard cleaning after every 500 rounds and a detailed cleaning every 2,500 rounds. We'll start with the barrel. There's really no difference in cleaning this barrel than any other barrel that you have. You're going to make sure that that bore is bright and smooth. You'll start with your bore cleaner and a copper brush. You want to clean this from the breech moving forward to the muzzle, and just scrub that with your bore cleaner. From there, you'll move to the cotton swab and give that a couple passes through the barrel to remove any excess bore cleaner. You'll also want to apply a little bit of your oil. We use Lucas oil here in shop. It's just a great quality product. And make sure that you get a nice thin layer all the way through your barrel. Lubrication points, when you're reassembling the gun, you want to focus on the lockup. You don't need a lot. A dot in each area is more than enough. And just a small line down the barrel. I just use my hands to spread that across the length of the barrel and to rub it in on the locking block. From there, your slide has 4 points that you especially want to pay attention to, and you're going to be lubing the rails at each position where they attach to the frame. So just one drop and allow that to slide down in all 4 of the cutouts. You'll also put a small drop on the bottom of the slide in this area where the hood of the barrel is going to be making contact. At that point, you can reassemble the slide, reinstall your guide rod. Not necessary, but I like to put a very thin layer of oil on the guide rod just to help keep all that surface lubed up. On your frame, you have the corresponding inserts for the slide. So a small drop of oil on each of the inserts. And the same, you can just take your finger and rub that in. This is going to be your main friction point on the slide when it's reciprocating on the frame, so it is important to make sure that that area is lubed. Reattaching the frame to the slide, you simply compress the frame to the slide and then move it a half inch to the rear, and the firearm is reassembled.